but I am going to be talking about an experience that I had, and I hope that I don't make this video too long. And if it is too long, then I'm going to stick to the points, because usually it's the points that are important. Let me start by saying that I've always known that I've had a very powerful connection with God, with the spirit, with supernatural, with the paranormal. I've always known that. There's no doubt about it. I'm not the only one who knew it. Growing up, my family and members and neighbors and classmates noticed that I was different. And many of them thought that I was going to become a nun. But in my heart, I knew that I was supposed to become one, separate, not better than, but devote my entire life to God. And please ignore the yelling in the background. There's children still awake. And so that didn't happen, because what I did was 14 years old, I had this powerful knowing, this premonition dream that I was supposed to separate myself and just give it completely to God. And however that was, no marriage, no children, but the first part of my life, the younger part of my life, was supposed to be dedicated to God, seeking Him and finding Him in ways that He couldn't be found and might be found, that He might reveal Himself to me. And I knew that, but there were circumstances and situations that were fighting against that. And so I did the norm. I did what the society and family says I was supposed to do, which is go to school, get an education, and get married and have some children, and get a diploma, certificate, and find a job, pay some taxes. And who do you think you are, trying to think that you're going to be a monk or something or special for God? I knew that my life belonged completely to spirituality. And I've lived that way until now. I've lived more in the spiritual mindset than the physical. It's very hard for me to function in the physical world because I'm more in the spiritual world. That is where my consciousness dwells. And I don't know much about the world, and I don't even care. Don't try to have a conversation with me about events of the world. I'm going to watch some news and I'm going to hear about what is happening. But when it comes to things of this world, I'm not interested. And that's why I try to make videos on YouTube about commercial, different things like hair and makeup. But you're going to see I fail because I know it's not who I am. What I am and who I am is spiritual. And that is what my soul is. So even though I try so hard to become something else, my soul won't let me. And that is why I would go on YouTube and then disappear from YouTube. Go on YouTube and disappear from YouTube, because there was a struggle. Like, here, come on, let's get on YouTube like everybody else and advertise some stuff and make these videos and make some money. And I tried, but it wasn't working. So I would come and I would go, I would come and I would go. But so I'm back now, and I'm going live because I don't need to edit what I have to say or add special effects. I'm going to speak because that's what I do. I speak. I began to speak and preach about God when I was 8 years old. Let me tell you a little bit about my life. When I was a baby, I was not supposed to live. I was born to die. And doctors gave me to my mother and said, take her home, bury her. She's not going to live. She's not going to make it through the night. And they took me home, and I made it through a night. The next day, my father took me to every doctor that he could think of. And they told him, take her home. She's going to die. Don't let her suffer by bringing her here and there and everywhere. Take her home. Let her die in peace. And so he did. But you know what? I made it through a week, a day, 2 days, 3 days, a week, a month, a year. Made it to 2 years old. And that's when I was giving away up for adoption. And every trauma that you could try to think of, I endured it by my adoptive mother, Canadians. And I'm not going to talk about that. That's for another time.